Good evening and welcome to the program NAS Unplugged. I am Ada Oka. Let's begin with stories from the Red Chamber. Senate President Senator Godswill Akpabio has described the late President Muhammadu Buhari as a principled leader with monumental achievements. Speaking at a special Federal Executive Council session in his honor, Senator Akpabio praised Buhari as a patriot who served Nigeria with discipline, integrity, and unwavering commitments. He noted that although not perfect, Buhari rejected personal comfort and public acclaim for honor and national service. Senator Godswill Akpabio hailed his austere lifestyle and called him a sentinel of Spartan simplicity, whose legacy will endure for generations.
From me as President of the Senate, and I want to say my fellow custodians of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, there are moments in the life of a nation when she must pause, not out of routine, but out of reference. Today is such a moment as we gather in very solemn remembrance of President Muhammadu Buhari, a man forged in the furnace of battle and tempered in the trials of governance. A man who gave everything he had to a country that asked everything of him. President Muhammadu Buhari was not perfect. No leader is. But he was a very principled man. He stood for something. And in a world where it is easy to chase headlines, he chose instead to chase honor. Where others sought glory, he sought duty. As a minister in his cabinet, appointed by him, I saw President Muhammadu Buhari unplugged. He was not flamboyant, far from it. His voice was measured, his steps deliberate, his public demeanor austere. But beneath that calm exterior beat the heart of a great patriot, unyielding, unbending, and utterly uninterested in personal comfort, but duty called. He served this nation first in uniform, and decades later he returned to serve it once more, this time in flowing agbada. Whether clad in khaki or in civilian robes, through coups and campaigns, criticisms and crises, he never wavered in his belief in the promise of Nigeria. His legacy is marked by monumental achievements, too many, too vast, and too significant for me to enumerate within the time allotted to me. President Buhari did not merely pass through the corridors of power. He left his boots and imprints in them. He believed that discipline mattered, that integrity mattered, that leadership, even when lonely, must be anchored in something greater than power. He did not seek to ride waves of popular acclaim. He walked with steadiness and often in solitude, along with the reach of national conscience. And let us be honest, he was tough. He was a soldier who did not flinch under fire, a leader who did not flee from responsibility, and above all, a Nigerian whose loyalty to this nation was never up for sale. His toughness was born not out of pride, but of patriotism, a fierce, unrelenting belief that Nigeria, with all its challenges, was still worth fighting for. And yes, some disagree with him. That is the nature of democracy. But even his fiercest critics will admit that he did not pilfer the nation's purse, nor pander to its pleasures. He remained to the very end a sentinel of Spartan simplicity and austere integrity. His life reminds us of a truth often forgotten in this noisy age, that greatness is not always loud, and that history, in its wisdom, sometimes reserves its most solemn applause for those who labored not for fame, but for legacies. Let it be said by generations to come that a man once walked this land with a firm gait, a steady gaze, and an iron sense of duty. His name was Muhammadu Buhari, former president and former commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. May God bless his memory, and may his soul rest in perfect peace. And may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria that is saved and loved. I thank you.
Still on tributes for the late President Buhari, Senator Godswill Akpabio on Wednesday led a delegation of senators to Daura, Katsina State, to condole with the family of the late President Muhammadu Buhari. The late President's family members received the lawmakers. In continuation of the visit, the delegation also stopped at the palace of the Emir of Daura, Al-Haji Farouk Umar Farouk, where prayers were offered for the repose of Buhari's soul. They later proceeded to the Katsina State Governor, Dr. Diko Rada, at the Government House. Meanwhile, Senator Godswill Akpabio has commended Akwa Ibom Governor, Pastor Omoeno, for his bold decision to join the All Progressive Congress, APC, describing it as a move that will attract greater benefits and development to the state. Senator Godswill Akpabio, represented by his wife, Dr. Mrs. Onoma Ekaite Akpabio, gave assurance during the APC stakeholders meeting held at the Banquet Hall, Government House, Uyo. Speaking on behalf of the Senate President, Dr. Onoma Akpabio praised Governor Omoeno for fostering unity within the party and urged members to sustain the momentum for the growth of APC in Akwa Ibom. She also offered prayers for peace and prosperity across the states.
I want to thank everyone for following that direction. What we need in this state is peace, love, and unity. With peace, love, and unity, the state will grow. The state will prosper. Every shackle will be broken.
In response, Governor Omoeno called on party faithful to remain united and focus on delivering quality service to the people, stressing that this is the key to actualizing the party's vision and ideology. Additionally, other party stakeholders commended Senator Akpabio for his leadership at the national level and pledged their loyalty and support to the party.
The only way we can make this party progress, in my opinion, is, like everyone has said, forgetting the past. They don't have to all come to Rio. They go to their local government. We have solar system, we have computers, we have gym, they can just be there, and youth coordinators will attend to them, drug counselors, people from all of these social people will be in that center. We can help our youth, those, and like we're doing employment portal, they can just walk up and register, and if they have challenges, they can help them there.
Celebrate this divine moment with gratitude and renewed commitment to the ideals of our great party. What we have here is one big boat where we all come aboard to move this state forward, to stand firmly with the bridge builder, the governor of Akwa Ibom State.
What we can do as members of House of Representatives, Akwa Ibom Extraction, is for us to continue to give you the support needed to continue to move Akwa Ibom State forward.
A communique containing 10 key resolutions, including a vote of confidence in President Tinubu, Senate President Akpabio, and Governor Omoeno, endorsement as the party's sole candidates for the 2027 general elections, was issued at the end of the meeting.
In another development, a bill to establish a training institute for the Police Service Commission has sparked debate in the Senate. Senator Adams Oshomole opposed the move, calling it an unnecessary duplication of government agencies. He argued that resources should go into training police officers, not regulatory body with limited staff. However, Senator Yunus Akintunde defended the proposal, saying the Police Service Commission is constitutionally recognized and different from the police force or ministry. The bill remains under consideration as the Senate steps up deliberations.
I rise to submit the report of the Senate Committee on Police Affairs on a bill for an act to establish the Police Service Commission Training Institute, Bill 2024. Mr. President, I seek the indulgence of the Senate that I be allowed to lay the report for consideration.
You may summarize the report.
I wish to summarize the report by moving to number 5 on the paper, which is our observations, and 6, which is our recommendation. The Senate Committee on Police Affairs observed the following. A, that the establishment of the Police Service Commission Institute will enhance the capacity of personnel to effectively perform their constitutional oversight functions over the Nigerian police force. B, we observed that the Institute will serve as a global forum for civilian oversight bodies of the police force. C, that similar institutes exist in countries such as Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, Canada, India, and Botswana. D, Nigeria being the most populous African nation with a police force of approximately 250,227 personnel, according to the recent data from the National Bureau of Statistics, stands to benefit significantly from the establishment of the Institute. Our recommendations. The committee recommends the following. Having fulfilled its legislative mandate on the bill, the committee recommends that the Senate consider and pass the bill for an act to establish the Police Service Commission Training Institute, Establishment Bill 2024, to serve as a center for the administration and management of the Institute and determining the standard of knowledge and skill to be acquired by the personnel of the Police Service Commission on its oversight functions over the Nigerian police force and for related matter, SB 564. Conclusion. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, on behalf of members of the Senate Committee on Police Affairs, I wish to express our profound gratitude to the leadership of the Senate for the opportunity given to us to serve the Senate. I so moved. Thank you, sir.
I have read through this bill, and I think the committee did a fantastic job. I also have no doubt about the need for training and retraining of our police officers and men. And the only issue I have is with the heading. Mr. Chairman, the Police Service Commission can be compared to the Civil Service Commission and several other such commissions. The objective here is to train police officers and men. And the institute should be owned by the Nigeria Police and not the Nigeria Police Commission, which is more of a supervisory agency. For example, I know we have Civil Service Training Institute in Badagry in Lagos. And there are several other training institutes dealing with different aspects of the public service. So I think the heading just needs to be amended to reflect the Nigeria Police Training Institute.
No, I think you probably don't get the... You see, this is Service Commission. It's not for the entire police force.
Sir, that raises more problem.
Mr. President. Allow me to. I think we have to be careful over multiplication and duplication of institutions that will add no value whatsoever. With respect, I would like to ask, beside the police, the Nigeria Police Force, how many people are employed under the Police Service Commission, beside the commissioners, whose business is to regulate and oversight the affairs of recruitment, training, etc., for the Senate to set up a committee to establish an institute to train a commission which may sometimes not even exist. Not too distant past, the idea of Police Service Commission was even abolished, and they created the Ministry of Police Affairs. Now you have Ministry of Police Affairs, and they will train their people as civil servants. Then you have Police Service Commission to train who? How many employees? With profound respect, I'd like to ask the committee leaders.
So thank you very much.
How many? Excuse me, sir.
The chairman will respond now. He will respond.
Yeah. Let me put on the question. You can answer them one after the other. How many employees do you have under the Nigeria Police Service Commission, different from the Nigeria Police? This country should invest in training policemen and women.
Thank you. I think we should give the chairman to respond.
Colleagues, I'm happy. I just want to inform the Senate first that Police Service Commission was never, it's in existence, that Police Service Commission was cancelled to create Federal Ministry of Police Affairs. That might not be too correct. That's number one. Number two, there is quite a word of difference between the police force and the Police Service Commission. They have formation. This Senate has passed training institute for Nigerian police force. That was early this year. The one they are talking of and requesting for in Cabo Kano is Police Service Commission Training Institute. And when the public hearing was held, for those that were there, all the details we are now requesting for on this floor of the Senate had been considered there. And that's why what we are presenting today is just the report of that consideration. So Police Service Commission is quite different from Police Service Force.
Thank you.
You will remember we have Police Force
is noted. Thank you.
For all intents and purposes, we must be guided by our own rules. And this is a bill at the third reading. The argument canvassed by Senator Adam Oshomole, as good as they look, we have gone beyond that. What Adams Oshomole should have done, he must wait. If this bill is assented, then you can come by amendment. But at the second reading, this is not for debate. This bill has gone through second reading. It has gone through public presentation. There were debates. And all we do here is to accept what the public have said. It doesn't need any personal opinion on this matter. A bill at third reading does not need any personal persuasion. So I think we should be guided.
Still in the Red Chamber, the Senate has passed bills to establish 7 new federal universities of technology and science across Nigeria. The move, according to lawmakers, aims to expand access to quality, tech-driven education and equip young Nigerians with skills for innovation and development. The Senate Committee on Tertiary Institutions said the new universities will help bridge educational gaps and create more opportunities for youths nationwide.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the Senate at its plenary debated on the general principles of these bills. The Federal University of Kebbi State Establishment Bill, the Federal University of Science and Technology, Ekpe, Lagos State Establishment Bill, the Federal Universities of Science, Deba, Gombe Establishment Bill, a bill for an act to amend the Federal Universities of Technology Act 2024 to establish 5 universities of technology. 1, Federal University of Technology and Vocational Training, Yaba, Lagos, sponsored by Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele. 2, Federal University of Technology of Kwara State, sponsored by Senator Ashiru Oyelola Yisa. 3, Federal University of Technology of Moku, River State, sponsored by Senator Harry Ipalibu, Banibu. 4. Federal University of Technology, Asaba, Delta State, sponsored by Senator Ned Muku. And 5. Federal University of Technology, Udupani, Cross River State, sponsored by Senator Asuko Ekpenyong. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, after exhaustive deliberations and considerations, the committee recommends as follows. 1. That the Senate do consider and pass the Federal University of Benin Kebbi State Establishment, etc. Bill 2025. 2. The Federal University of Science, Deba, Gombe State Establishment Bill 2025. 3. Federal University of Science and Technology, Ekpe, Lagos State Establishment Bill. 4. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Universities of Technology Act, CAP F23 LFN 2004, to establish 5 universities of technology. Mr. President, we want to seize this opportunity to thank our colleagues and the Senate President for availing us this opportunity to make this contribution. I so move, Mr. President.
Distinguished colleagues, Federal Universities of Technology Act Amendment Bill 2025, SBs 661, 649, 738, 789, and 836. Those in support that long title on page 1 form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Number of clauses. Those in support that clauses 1 to 3 form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support that the short title, specifically on clause 3, form part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Explanatory memorandum on page 2. Those in support that this form part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The Federal University Benin Kebbi State Establishment Bill 2025, SB 224. The long title is on page 1. Those in support that this forms part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The number of clauses, clause 2 to 5. Those in support of clauses 2 to 5 forming part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clauses 6 to 10. Those in support that clauses 6 to 10 form part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clauses 11 to 20. Those in support that clauses 11 to 20 form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clauses 21 to 30. Those in support that clauses 21 to 30 form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The short title on clause 32, page 23. Those in support that this form part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Number of schedules 1 to 3, found on pages 23 to 30. Those in support that this form part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Explanatory memorandum on page 40. Those in support that this form part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Federal University of Science, Deba, in Gombe State, Establishment Bill 2025, SB 874. The long title is on page 1. Number of clauses 32. Those in support that clauses 1 to 5 form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support that clauses 6 to 10 form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support that clauses 11 to 20 form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support that clauses 21 to 30 form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The short title, clause 32, should form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Schedules 1 to 3, pages 23 to 31. Those in support that these schedules form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Explanatory memorandum on page 40. Those in support that this form part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Federal University of Science and Technology, Ekpe, Lagos State Establishment Bill 2025, SB 739. Long title, number of clauses 32. Those in support that clauses 1 to 10 form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clauses 11 to 20. Those in support that clauses 11 to 20 form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clauses 21 to 30. Those in support that clauses 21 to 30 form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The interpretation clause is on clause 31. Those in support that clause 31 form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The short title is on clause 32. Those in support that clause 32 form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The schedules 1 to 3, they are on pages 23 to 30. Those in support that these schedules form part of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Explanatory memorandum is on page 40. Those in support that this form part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Tertiary Institutions and Third Fund on the Federal Universities of Technology Act Amendment Bill 2025 and approved as follows. Long title as recommended. Number of clauses 1 to 2 as recommended. Short title on clause 3 as recommended. Explanatory memorandum as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Distinguished colleagues, the Senate further in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Tertiary Institutions and Third Fund on the Federal University Benin Kebbi State Establishment Bill 2025 and approved as follows. Long title as recommended. Number of clauses 1 to 30 as recommended. Interpretation clause 31 as recommended. Short title on clause 32 as recommended. Schedules 1 to 3 as recommended. Explanatory memorandum as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Distinguished colleagues, the Senate further in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Tertiary Institutions and Third Fund on the Federal University of Science, DEBA, in Gombe State, Establishment Bill 2025, and approved as follows. Long title as recommended. Number of clauses 1 to 30 as recommended. Interpretation clause on clause 31 as recommended. Short title
on clause 32 as recommended. Number of schedules 1 to 3 as recommended. Explanatory memorandum as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Distinguished colleagues, the Senate further in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Tertiary Institutions and TED Fund on the Federal University of Science and Technology Ekpe in Lagos State, Establishment Bill 2025, and approved as follows. Long title as recommended. Number of clauses 1 to 30 as recommended. Interpretation clause on clause 31 as recommended. Short title clause 32 as recommended. Schedules 1 to 3 as recommended. Explanatory memorandum as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole?
On a different note, the Senate has rejected calls for clemency for Harry, a senior WAEC official in Port Harcourt, found guilty of aiding the swapping of answer sheets for absentee candidates during the 2023 private examination. Although WAEC Ethics Committee recommended converting her dismissal to retirement, lawmakers insisted on strict punishments. Senator Garba Maidoki described her actions as a betrayal of hardworking students, while Senator Adams Oshomole called for prosecution. Senator Godswill Akpabio added that the case should serve as a warning, saying there is no glory in ending a career with disgrace.
I spent all my life defending workers and defending working families. But in so doing, we do it not because out of emotion. The overall intention is to ensure justice and fairness in the workplace. Reading through this report, while I appreciate the effort of my brother, not just a brother as a senator, but brother by blood, I think that he has already nailed this woman. She committed atrocities, to quote the last speaker, and in an ideal society, she's a candidate for prison. If he is guilty of the offense, as the committee recommended, what is the basis of commuting her dismissal to retirement so that the Nigerian taxpayers, including those who are victims of this abuse, when they do start working, they use their money to pay pension for someone who ought to be in prison? These are serious criminal offenses. This Senate, under your common leadership, must be seen not to bow to sentiment. This woman deserves more serious punishment than retirement. I have had cause to say to people, if the wages of abuse of office, if the wages of corrupt practices, if the wages of all of the road twists that characterize a segment of our public sector is that in the end, when you are caught, you are asked to retire. Nobody wants to die on the job. So she don't really deserve dismissal. This Senate should recommend to the Attorney General that candidates like this should be punished as a deterrent so that we restore integrity in our examination board. So I am unable to accept this recommendation by this disciplinary committee headed by a very good brother. There must be sanction. If you spare the rod, you spoil the child. Thank you, sir.
Mr. President, the content of that 4.1, sub 1 and sub 2 and 3, first one says that the petitioner, Ms. Nimi Sandra Harry, accepted the fact that the envelope or the envelopes were tampered with. And if you go to sub 3, it is indicated that indeed committed the acts of tearing the envelopes. To me, these are grievous offenses rather. And if
were to go by the report of the committee, it means it shouldn't have got to the public domain. It shouldn't have come to us. If we accept the report as it is, our integrity is put to question. So I'm of the opinion, and strongly so, that this person, this candidate, should face the full wrath of the law. The law should run its full course. That's my stand. So I submit, Mr. President. Thank you.
Report again. You see observations and findings. On 3, that Mr. Raymond Obi, one of the staff, West African Examination Councils, that had access to the scripts room and did actually carry out the swapping, confessed that Ms. Nimi Sandra Hari showed him where to retrieve the script envelopes while she was in the scripts room, and that Mr. Joseph Pepu was the one who requested him to carry out the swapping, as the candidates were known to Mr. Pepu. Let me say that it will amount to insanity on the part of this Senate to overlook this kind of grievous offense. From what Senator Oshumole said, there's even another danger to it. The danger here is that the Senate do urge the West African Examination Council to commute the dismissal of Ms. Nimi Sandra Hari to retirement, considering the years she had put into the service of the council, 31 years. This means that anybody who has put in more than 30 years and is preparing to retire can begin to commit fraud and tamper with the examination scripts for monetary gains. You understand? If we go ahead to accept this recommendation, we're encouraging people to tamper with examination scripts. If you know what WAEC is, as a student in the university, there was a child that went to WAEC, and they used the WAEC final script where she had P8 or F9. They would change it to give her something like maybe C5. Everything looked original, but when you look at the original examination results they sent to the schools, as you are looking, you go and discover that English language she had P8. But then, on the paper she presented, everything was the same, except that English language she now has C5. And so it was discovered to be fake. That child was arrested and was dismissed from the university. If we have dishonest staff like this, I don't think it's something that should even come to the Senate. So, Chairman of the committee, I'll put the question because there's no need for us to debate further. Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate accept the recommendation of the committee that this grievous offense, which has been proven by 3 investigative panels, be committed to retirement instead of dismissal? Those in support of the recommendation as stated herein say aye. Those against say nay. The nays have it. So the woman is, in the opinion of the Senate, duly dismissed from service, and the recommendation fails. So she stays dismissed accordingly.
Now let's move to the Green Chamber. Lawmakers are calling for increased funding and full automation in Nigeria's maritime industry to block revenue leakages and boost transparency. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency reported a 21% shortfall in its 2024 revenue targets, raising concerns about operational efficiency. The House Committee on Maritime also urged support for the Maritime Academy of Nigeria, ORON, to tackle its challenges and train globally competitive seafarers. With budget approvals in place, they hope the sector will sail towards greater transparency and international standards.
As a committee, our duty remains to ensure that the resources allocated and generated is judiciously utilized to achieve the agency's mandate of regulating and promoting maritime safety, security, and development in our country. We have noted, however, that NIMASA's internally generated revenue, IGR, is no longer retained as 100%, as it was done before. Under the current fiscal policy, the agency is now required to remit 50% of its IGR to the federal government in line with the Treasury Single Account and the Finance Act provisions. This development naturally impacts their operational capacity and budgetary planning. Therefore, it is important that your presentation today clearly reflects how you intend to manage the new reality, balancing the need to fund critical activities in the maritime sector while complying with the remittance policy. We also expect you to show innovative strategies for improving efficiency, plugging leakages, and maximizing the remaining revenue available to you to deliver on your mandate. We look forward to a frank and constructive engagement today and assure you of the committee's continued support in ensuring that NIMASA thrives and contributes meaningfully to the national economy.
Chairman, thank you for granting our ex-colleague, the ED, to stand in the state of the DG of the NIMASA. But I was thinking that a budget of this magnitude, I'm coming from personal observations and privileges, that a budget of this magnitude, and having observed in our last oversight functions to NIMASA in Lagos, where we had to wait almost 81 hours for the DG to come receive us in this facility. I sometimes don't see this DG as a serious employee of NIMASA and someone that has respect for legislature, because coming with an excuse that an off-cycle budget is attending to other national important functions with the minister. Since an off-cycle budget, and for the magnitude of this budget, I'm of the opinion that this budget should be suspended and let the DG come and take full responsibility for a budget running to almost trillions. Because we do not take our duties for granted, and we are here to do very serious duties and to save Nigerians. So for a budget and for a committee of this capacity, maritime administration is one of the highly rated committees in the National Assembly. We should suspend this budget, defense, and presentations. Let the DG come and take full responsibility of income and expenditures for the previous budget and also present his forthcoming budget. I so come in peace, Mr. Chairman.
New sources of the agency are the 3% levy on freight income, the sea protection levy, and the offshore waste facility levy. Of course, we have other revenue lines, maritime labor, ship registration, the cabotage income is substantial, but not part of the annual appropriation. And I'm sure the committee is aware of that. The fund is collected and warehoused in the bank, TSA, Central Bank, pending the approval of the Honorable Minister for its disbursement. To be recalled that the cabotage vessel financing fund is a fund established to provide financial assistance to Nigerian ship owners for the acquisition and maintenance of vessels used in coastal and inland shipping. Now, the 2025 budget assumes an enhanced revenue projection and was prepared based on the following assumptions.
Go ahead.
Am I still protected?
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. You know, the exchange rate of 1,500 naira per US dollar in line with the 2025 approved national budget. And we expect a full automation of our revenue processes and better utilization of our available platforms, which we believe will greatly improve the revenue base of the agency. The offshore waste reception facility levy generation and collection will be enhanced as a result of the enhanced platforms. And we expect to put the modular floating dock into use and hopefully generate more revenue from it. We also expect increase in tariff, particularly some penalties, ISPS charges, ship registration charges, ship dooring, and other maritime labor charges. And we believe that the recent collaboration with the American Coast Guard will certainly improve the ISPS revenue. Now, the gross revenue projected for 2025 is 774.66 billion. Now, less the cabotage revenue, which is 46.54 billion. Now, available balance after cabotage is 728.12 billion.
Go ahead. Yeah, would you go ahead?
Yeah. Now, the chairman talked about the 50% automatic deduction by the federal government as operating surplus, which in this case amounts to 364.6 billion, leaving the available balance for the agency is exactly 364.06 billion. Now, less our contribution to maritime fund and maritime academy or on. So the balance after those deductions will be 254.8 billion. Now, if you add the cost of collection, cabotage collection, and MOCA subvention funds received, the net amount available for the agency will be 264.96 billion. We expect that the expenditures will focus towards very critical and essential items the recurrent expenditure will amount to 173.57 billion. The capital expenditure, 89.89 billion. And maritime projects, 90.59 billion. That is the summary of the budget proposal of NIMASA presented to you today. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We expect quick implementation and total implementation, not just part implementation. So we're expecting quite a lot from them, and also to see to the fact that the Blue Economy Ministry advances as it should do.
And that's it for tonight on the program NAS Unplugged. Thank you for watching. I am Ada Oka.